For thousands of years, a single mighty river has been the lifeblood of a civilization, the Nile. It flows north through the heart of a vast, unforgiving desert, a ribbon of vibrant green against an endless canvas of gold. This river made Egypt possible. Its annual floods deposited rich, black silt, creating a fertile valley where one of the world's greatest cultures could take root and flourish. The ancient Egyptians built their pyramids, their temples, their entire world along its banks. The river was everything. It was a god, a provider, a calendar. It was life itself, a sacred gift in a land that was otherwise almost entirely barren and dry. But this gift has always come with a profound limitation. Over 95% of Egypt is desert, a sea of sand stretching for hundreds of thousands of square miles. For millennia, Egypt's people have been crowded into the narrow, fertile strip of the Nile Valley and its delta, a sliver of land making up less than 5% of the country's total area. As the population has grown, from millions to over 100 million today, this narrow strip has become increasingly strained. The very land that feeds the nation is also where its people must live, building homes and cities on precious agricultural soil. This is the paradox of Egypt, a nation with vast open spaces, yet one of the most densely populated places on Earth. The river that once seemed infinite now feels finite. Its waters are carefully managed, portioned out, and stretched to their absolute limit. The delicate balance that sustained Egypt for ages is now under immense pressure. The need for more food, more homes, and more resources has pushed the nation to a critical juncture. The old ways confined to the river's edge are no longer enough to secure the future for the generations to come. The land has given all it can within its traditional boundaries. Imagine standing at the edge of the Sahara. The sun beats down, and the heat rises in shimmering waves from the sand. All you see is an ocean of dunes, stretching to a horizon that seems a world away. Now, imagine that same landscape covered in fields of wheat, groves of olive trees, bustling new towns. This is not a mirage, it is the audacious dream of modern Egypt, a dream to push back the desert, to expand the boundaries of life, and to create a new future for its people. It is a national quest to fundamentally reshape the very geography that has defined the country for all of history. This journey is not just about planting crops. It is about survival. With a population growing by more than 1 million people each year, the demand for food, water, and living space is relentless. Relying solely on the Nile Valley is like trying to fit an entire orchestra onto a tiny stage. It's crowded, it's unsustainable, and eventually the music will stop. Egypt must create new land, new resources, and new hope. The desert, once seen as a desolate wasteland, is now a blank canvas, a vast frontier waiting to be claimed and transformed. Across history we build bridges and skyscrapers. In Egypt, they are building new rivers to cross the impassable desert. A project on the scale of the ancient pyramids, but for the living. How do you make a river where none exists? You build one. The heart of Egypt's desert greening is a colossal system of canals, pipelines, and pumping stations, drawing life from Lake Nasser, the vast reservoir behind the Aswan High Dam. A steady, reliable water supply can be diverted and controlled with precision. And from this great lake, a new river begins its journey. Colossal pumps, among the largest in the world, lift billions of cubic meters into a newly constructed canal, the system's main artery. A concrete river, wide and deep, runs for hundreds of kilometers, a gray line etched across the golden sand. From it, a lattice of channels and underground pipes, branches like veins and capillaries, carrying life to new lands. Satellite imagery and computer modeling map where every drop should go. In the desert, every single drop is precious. Advanced drip and central pivots deliver water directly to roots, minimizing evaporation beneath the relentless sun. Engineers cut through rock, stabilize shifting sands, and design for the harshest conditions. Every kilometer, every station, every pipe is a victory of science and perseverance. A man-made circulatory system priming a dormant landscape for transformation. At the core of Egypt's ambition is the Toshka project, the New Valley, one of the most ambitious mega-projects on the planet, aiming to create a second Nile Valley. It seeks to relieve population pressure and vastly increase agricultural land. A modern pyramid not of stone, but of water, concrete, and steel. Launched in the late 1990s, the Mubarak pumping station can move over 25 million cubic meters a day, enough to fill 10,000 Olympic pools. Water is lifted into the Sheikh Zayed Canal, designed to run hundreds of kilometers westward. The plan? Irrigate over 500,000 acres, create a vast agricultural zone, and build new cities and industries. Like ancient mega-projects, Toshka faced trials, cost, complexity, environmental concerns. But the need never went away. A renewed push for food security accelerated work and drew investors, breathing new life into the vision. Today, the desert is dotted with enormous green circles, some over a kilometer wide, growing wheat, barley, dates, and vegetables. Toshka is a slow-motion miracle, a testament to long-term planning and national resolve. One drop of water, and one green field at a time. The journey from barren sand to fertile field is painstaking, and it begins long after the water arrives. Desert soil is sandy, low in nutrients, and often high in salt. Simply adding water is not enough. Soil scientists analyze and enrich, compost, manure, mulch, building moisture retention and nutrients from the ground up. Marketing. Dark enriched soil in farmers' hands with new green shoots. Sometimes polymers are added to hold water at the root zone. Then comes crop selection. Varieties bred to withstand heat, drought, and salinity. Hardy crops, barley, olives, date palms, take the lead. High-tech agriculture replaces tradition, central pivots, GPS mapping, drip lines, and real-time soil sensors feed data to smart dashboards. Within seasons, roots bind soil, residues build organic matter, and life returns. A new ecosystem forms. Insects and birds follow the green. Each field is more than food. It is a victory of knowledge, technology, and perseverance. We can plant the seeds of life even in barren lands. A project of this magnitude is not just about canals and crops. It's about people. Pioneers leave the crowded Nile Valley to build new lives in the desert. Farmers, engineers, technicians, families. They face isolation, extreme temperatures, and the challenge of building community from scratch, with courage and resilience. Belief in a better future drives them forward. Consider a young agricultural engineer. He leaves Cairo and Alexandria for a small settlement, managing irrigation, monitoring crops, fixing what breaks under the sun. His children attend a newly built school. His family forms a tight-knit community with other pioneers. Government support helps farms and foundational services take shape. Housing, schools, clinics, markets, and roads. Modern, sustainable settlements test a new Egyptian way of life, integrated with the country's vast geography. They are the first generation of the new valley. Their children will see the desert as their backyard, a place of opportunity. These communities prove the project is working, turning plans into real homes, real lives, and tangible hope. The path to greening the desert is not smooth. It's filled with unseen hurdles. These challenges test the limits of science and human resolve. First, water. The Nile's supply is finite, bound by international agreements. Every drop diverted west must be balanced against the valley and delta. Extreme efficiency is essential to protect existing lands. Next, soil. Heat drives evaporation, leaving salts behind. Salinization can turn green back to barren. Sophisticated drainage and precise water management fight this constant desert tendency. Economics are formidable. Canals, pumps, power, towns, billions invested, and the land must yield high-value crops to sustain the model. Premium dates, medicinal herbs, and organic produce can anchor profitability and attract investors. Environmental impacts, biodiversity, groundwater tables, microclimates, require rigorous study and mitigation. Greening the desert is a dream of progress, pursued with wisdom and deep respect for the natural world. The impact of turning sand into soil is already being felt across Egypt. It's a harvest of change that goes far beyond fields of wheat and groves of olives. Food security strengthens as domestic harvests offset volatile global markets. Every ton grown at home is a ton not imported. Self-sufficiency builds resilience in crisis. Population pressure eases in Cairo and the Delta as new communities rise in the desert. Thousands of young Egyptians find opportunity close to new fields. High-value exports bring foreign currency and diversify the economy. A ripple effect drives growth across sectors, a virtuous cycle of development. The sight of green circles in the Sahara reshapes the national psyche. From limitation to possibility, the future is not awaited, it's built. The story of Egypt has always been a story of water and sand, of life clinging to a river's edge. But a new chapter is being written, of defiance, ingenuity, and hope. Greening the desert is more than agriculture, it's reimagining the nation. The future won't be confined to 5%, it lies in the 95% that waited in silence under the sun. Challenges remain, work will span decades and generations, and there will be setbacks and debate. But the course is set. The water moves, the seeds take root, the pioneers build. We are witnessing one of the greatest human endeavors of our time, reshaping geography for survival and prosperity. Tomorrow's Egypt could have 2 green valleys, desert cities powered by renewables, and world-leading arid land science, exporting not just crops, but knowledge and technology to a world facing water scarcity. As ancient Egypt gifted civilization, modern Egypt may gift a green desert. We can make the desert bloom. For the land of the Pharaohs, this is not an end. It's a new beginning. The dawn of a green, new era.